savage mode right now. He's in savage mode. If I was Jake Paul right now, I would be shitting my pants.
Joe Rogan just went wild after seeing Mike Tyson's new leaked training footage. Looks like the baddest man on the planet is back from his health hiccup, and boy, he's not letting anything hold him back now. Iron Mike has taken an oath to destroy Jake Paul's entire career in the ring, and he's gearing up like a beast. I agree with Rogan, because if I was the problem child, I'd be trembling in my boots right now. Let's dive deeper into the drama, because Mike's new footage has everyone talking. There's no denying that Iron Mike is one of the scariest people alive. Come on, you can't take this guy lightly because he has bitten off ears in the ring before. And no, I'm not making stuff up. If you think this guy won't be able to hold up in the ring against Jake Paul just because he's old, think again, because you're in for a surprise. Joe Rogan is buddies with Mike Tyson. You can even say that he's the president of the Mike Tyson fan club. So when Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson was announced, he was against this matchup just like the rest of us. Yeah, we all want to see Mike make a comeback in the ring, and the boxing legend says that he's got one last fight left in him, but that sure as hell doesn't mean we want our man fighting a YouTuber. No one wants Tyson to waste his comeback on Paul, because that's just straight up pathetic. As much as we'd like to see Paul get one hell of a beating in the ring, Iron Mike doesn't need to come out of retirement for it. We've got plenty of other boxers for the job. Now let's face the facts, love it or hate it, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul will be seeing the light of the day on November 15th at the AT&T Arena in Arlington, Texas. Netflix will be streaming the blockbuster fight live for everyone to see, and the whole fight world will be tuning in. It's a big money fight for both boxers, especially Paul, who has a knack for matchups that bring him big bucks and endless fame. This bout is the fight of Paul's dreams, and he's got a whole fantasy outcome for it, thinking he'll knock down Mike Tyson. Yep. You heard that right. Well, someone showed Jake Mike's new training footage because he's in for a beating.
Day 2, we're getting ready for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
If there's one person who can terrify people while pushing 60s, it's Mike Tyson. Look at him hitting those pads with his brutal fists. It's clear that Mike is still the man who became the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. The boxing legend was in his prime around 30 years ago, but he's looking better than ever still. In 2020, Iron Mike made an appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience. The athlete was 300 pounds and not hitting the gym. A few months later, he put up pen on paper to get into the ring with Roy Jones Jr., and we saw the man become a whole new person getting ready for the big fight. Mike's like a chameleon who can change forms depending on when he's stepping into the ring, and we've seen numerous examples of him doing that. The boxing legend never shies away from putting in extra effort in training. It doesn't matter if his opponent is a seasoned boxer or a newbie YouTuber turned boxer. Mike treats everyone the same. He believes every challenge is just as tough as the last one, and this is how the man stays humble. If anything, Jake can learn a thing or two from him. We're 2024 and 60-year-olds nowadays are nothing like the old people back in the day. Well, that's all thanks to hormone replacement therapies. Mike's undergoing this treatment, and it can be the big factor that helps him come out on top in his upcoming fight with Paul. Yeah, he's freaking Mike Tyson, but he's stepping in with a 27-year-old at the old age of 58. He's going to need all the help he can to make sure his body keeps up with his mind. Enter hormone replacement. Even Joe Rogan has advocated the benefits he's reaped by going through the HRT treatment.
Hormone replacement's a game changer.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
It's a different thing. Like,
yeah.
A 57-year-old man today, like Mike Tyson, it's like, that's not a 57-year-old man from 1990.
Oh.
The thing about old people today, that's what's interesting about this Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. Old people today have hormone replacement. Hormone replacement is a game changer. It doesn't end here. Mike is really giving this bout his all. He's not going to give the YouTuber turned boxer any edge in the ring at all. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you know that Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul was initially scheduled for July 20th, but Mike had to pull out from the bout last minute due to a health emergency. Mike had an ulcer flare-up on a cross-country flight from Miami to Los Angeles. Netflix announced that the epic boxing match has been postponed to a later date due to Mike Tyson's health. Iron Mike did assure fans that he was back on his feet when he wrote on X, feeling 100% even though I don't need to beat Jake Paul. But as it later turns out, it was only false hope for the fans, and the medical issue was big enough to postpone the bout. Mike wrote in a statement, "I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year. But this didn't mean he wasn't going to recover, because looking at Iron Mike's recent footage, he's back and better than ever. The boxing legend revealed that he just gave Paul some time to catch up and get ready for the toughest fight of his career. However, the problem child ended up replacing Mike for the July 20th bout.
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event, the whole undercard. Opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but I do value Mike's health first and foremost. Love that guy, I have so much respect for him, and I want Mike to be healthy. And he says he still is going to knock me out, and I bought myself some time. So Mike is still talking shit over there. But Mike, if you want to do this, like you said, behind closed doors, behind the scenes, you've said you want to do this in Q4. You just need a little bit of time. So I'm ready whenever you are. This is too big of an opportunity. I think this fight's going to change the world, and I turn all my L's into W's. That's a motto I live by, and the universe makes no mistakes. So let's see what's in store. But sorry this didn't work out. To everyone, the fans, love you guys.
The athlete added, "I fully support postponing the event so Mike Tyson has no excuses come fight night," Paul said. "My fans know I don't want to face Iron Mike at anything but his best, but let there be no mistake. When he steps into the ring with me, I will be ready to claim my W with a sensational finish." After confirming that the fight wasn't canceled but only pushed back a couple of months, Paul revealed that he would still go through the July 20th fight night and announced a new opponent instead. "I don't know about you, but I definitely didn't see this one coming." Paul is now stepping into the ring with none other than the bare-knuckle fighting championship star Mike Perry. Now, if you've been out of the loop, let me fill you in with everything you need to know about Mike Perry. Platinum Perry is a former UFC star with an impressive record, but he was never like a world champion or anything. BKFC is where he truly shines and dominates the game. Yep, this guy is undefeated in bare knuckle with a record of 5-0, and it's safe to say that he's easily the league's biggest star. He has knocked out some of the biggest names in the sport, so Jake's definitely in for a close fight this time. Now you may be wondering about Perry's pro boxing record. He's only ever stepped into the ring once against Kenneth McNeil and failed to come out on top. But that doesn't change anything, because if there's anyone who can pull off an upset, it's Perry. This guy has been begging for a fight with Paul for years now, and he's finally getting the chance to put up gloves against him. A lot is at stake with this fight, as the biggest fight of Paul's career is on the line. Perry isn't like any of Paul's previous opponents. Apart from his bout with Tommy Fury, all of the former Disney star's other fights have been pretty much orchestrated charades where he handpicked old and retired MMA fighters and NBA players to step into the ring with him. Perry is a tough dude, and taking him down in the ring won't be child's play. Plus, let's not forget that this man knows how to hit. If Perry managed to hand Paul a loss in the ring, his fight with Mike Tyson would fall in jeopardy. And that's Platinum's goal here. He wants to ruin this for Jake. Mike Perry told Michael Bisping in an interview, "I'm trying to ruin that whole thing for him. See if they offer it to me after I knock Jake out and be like, 'Hey, do you want to fight Mike Tyson on Netflix?' That's the real win here, if I can stop that. But I don't want it to hurt Mike's pockets either. If Jake can't come out on top against Perry, then knocking down Mike would be impossible for him. I know it's hard to bet against the 27-year-old in a matchup with a 58-year-old. But let's not forget that the man on the other side of the ring is Mike Tyson. Joe Rogan believes that this dude only needs 70% of what he had to be capable of sending Paul crashing onto the canvas. Take the word from the man himself, the UFC commentator said, if he's physically capable of recapturing 70% of what he used to do, just dealing with that 90% of the power will be a problem for Paul. 70% of the physical ability and 90% of the power. Because the power is not gone, you see it when he hits the bag. The power is there 100%. I guess we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. So, there you go, Fight World. That's all I have for you today. What do you think about Mike's new training footage? Fill the comment section with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news. See you in the next video.